Good morning. It's Tuesday the 2nd of June. It's a lovely sunny day. The last day of the sun for a little while before the rain starts. But I thought I'd take this opportunity while it's quiet down on the plot to do a little plot tour. Okay. Starting off in the polytunnel where we've got our cucumbers starting to grow up there, and there's some cucumbers starting to hide in there as well. These carrots that I put in a pot very early in the season are coming along, nearly ready. And over here we did have two aubergines here. Oh, there's a bramble coming through. Get gone, bramble. Yeah. These were aubergines, but they just didn't enjoy it. I think they went in and it was too cold in the night, and instead of wasting my time trying to fix them, I just popped in some of these self-seeded onions instead. So we won't get aubergines from the plot this year, but it's not the end of the world. Our chilies are coming on nicely. They're starting to flower. Lots of different varieties of chilies in here. They're all coming on nicely. Got some spring onions in there. And the tomatoes are coming on well as well. And I was worried about them in here, not fruiting, but I've been tapping the flowers and they seem to be setting fruit quite nicely. This was one that was hit by frost and it's actually survived, and it's starting setting new flowers, so that's going to be fine. I've got loads of these little self-seeded tomatoes in here that I'm going to use in a different bed outside later on in the year. So I've got some shallots all drying. I took a load of shallots out. They're all up, dotted around, drying out before I take them back home. And out onto the main plot, everything's starting to grow now. I painted my shed green, which I quite like. We've got all of our potatoes are coming up. These are some of our main crop. We had a lot of main crop, so I made a little quick bed here. And I made this recently. It's just a little seed bed that I can put a cover on. I've got some sunflowers in there and some spinach, but nothing's coming up yet. They've only just gone in. So we'll start off on this bed here. This is our French bean and courgette bed. These French beans are all doing fine. Some of them were hit by the frost, but they've come back absolutely fine. They'll start kicking on soon. The courgettes have gone in here, and you see I put in these milk cartons, and they've got inside them, there's lots of holes all the way through, so I just put the water directly into there, and you see they are starting to get ready to flower. So soon I'm going to be inundated with courgettes. Nice little row of radishes along here, and a couple of Swiss chard I've put in here. I've never had them normally. I thought I would try them out. Over to our outside tomato bed. These are setting fruit really nicely. Some quite big ones coming along. This one here, I think these are all beefsteak varieties, and these are all tied up to a frame along here. Over here we've got one of our first outside cucumbers, which had a bit of a sulk when we put it in, but it's doing fine now. And strawberries are coming along in here. We've had quite a few strawberries off here. We've got some runners that I'm going to start taking once the strawberries go. Eventually I'm going to have lots of these in planters, because I can then transfer these straight into the polytunnel in the closed season, like it's a holiday park. Onto our broad bean bed. You see the black fly out in numbers now, but I've had pretty much nearly all of the, I've had half of the broad beans off of here, and I keep taking them off, and I've got some more broad beans coming through here, but of course these black fly are really attacking them now. But I've had a lot of broad beans off of here, and really nice big ones as well. Onto the onion bed. We've had a lot of red onions bolting, which we've been pulling up and taking for just little small onions that we've been eating. Been very cross with those, but some of these onions are putting on really good growth, and the bulbs are getting a nice size. Over here we've got some really lovely sized bulbs, so I'm really looking forward to taking these out in the next couple of months. We added in a bed here by the polytunnel, and this has just got sunflowers in it at the moment, just for a bit of colour, something for the birds. And we've got some cucumbers in here that we were gifted, and there's a flower on that one, so that one's going to be giving me some cucumbers soon. And there's one of the tomatoes that got hit by frost, and I thought that's going to be fine, you know, so I pulled all of the damaged stuff off and cut it right down, and it's throwing up new growth. We have a bed here with shallots in, and a bed over here with some onions that are all a bit wiggly, but they should be fine and they should come up. If they don't, it's not the end of the world. I've got plenty of onions. This onion bed here, the planting on plot plan after this, once all these onions are out, I'm going to put in all of the self-seeded onions I've got in there. I've got a load of self-seeded onions at home as well. They're not onions, tomatoes, sorry. And I'm going to put all of those tomatoes in here with canes, and I'm just going to call it the tomato hodgepodge bed. Some of our sweet peas have started to flower, which is nice. This is our garlic bed, and it's also spinach. This one looks like it's just about to bolt. We've had a lot of spinach off here, but I keep planting successional sowings of spinach. And once these garlic all comes out, this bed will just be handed over just to spinach, and we're going to fill it up with about 6 plants a week. And then as they bolt, take them out, because we can't avoid the bolting in this hot weather, but we'll always have new ones coming on. You notice the garlic started to fall over here, and it's starting to form some pretty nice sized bulbs actually, starting to poke through here, which I'm quite pleased about, because last year's garlic we had some big bulbs, but some were small. They were a bit hit by rust, and I see that the rust is only just starting now, which is much later in the season. Over to our leeks. We had a problem with our leeks that only a few of them took when they were dibbed in, but I've got lots of spare leeks coming along. Look here, bindweed, horrible stuff. But we've got lots more leeks coming on at home that are going to dib in to there. In this bed here we've got our sweet corn. This is my first variety of sweet corn I'm growing, which is a super sweet variety. This takes about 100 days to mature, and about a month after that, well, exactly a month after I sowed these sweet corn, I sowed some purple heirloom, not purple, strawberry heirloom popcorn, which is going to go in here. I know it's right next to it, but because we sown it a month later and both varieties take 100 days to mature, I'm hoping that that month will give me time between the pollination, so they won't cross-pollinate. The heirloom variety that is going to go in here is a dominant variety, so if we do cross-pollinate, the popcorn will be fine. These ones will be weird. I've also got in here some sweet potato that came from Marshalls as slips. They're really raggedy looking slips, and we rooted them, and they're having a bit of a sulk at the moment. Some of the leaves are going slightly purple, but they'll be fine and they'll kick on. And the plan with these sweet potatoes, I'm going to let these just roam all the way along the bottom of the bed, cut out any weeds along the bottom, and of course anywhere that they put down vines, they'll probably root and give me more sweet potatoes. Across from that bed I've got another sweet potato bed. This has sweet potatoes here. These ones are going to go up this teepee, and I won't allow them to run across the ground so much, so they're going to vine up. And in here we have, for the first year, I'm growing soy, which is really coming on long now. This is a bed of soy, mainly because me and my wife have become more vegetarian these last 6 months or so. So we're looking forward to growing soy and using it as a part of a vegetarian mince substitute. In our pea bed, I've got a big bit of bindweed there that's going to come out soon. These are starting to grow up nicely. I put in a succession about every 2 weeks now, and I'm just about to switch onto a different pea. These are green shaft, which are lovely, and they're starting to flower if you see in there. But I'm going to shift to Kelvedon Wonder now, which means I can sow those later on in the season, and I'll be able to sow those all the way out until July, and that will fill up that bed there, and I should have plenty of peas. Over to our first earlies. No, this is our main crop potatoes here, our main batch of main crop, and our second early potatoes, which I just spotted a flower. Our second early potatoes, which is annoying. They did this last year. Our first earlies got hit by the frost. Second earlies didn't get hit by the frost. Second earlies ended up becoming our first earlies. First earlies ended up becoming our second earlies, which looks like it's going to happen again, as I can see lots of flowers on our second earlies and none on our first earlies, which isn't the end of the world. Our parsnip bed, we always have trouble with parsnips. Everybody has trouble with parsnips and germinating them. We've got a definite 3, but then we've got some more that I chitted here. So we've got 2 more that I chitted here, and you'll notice there's lots of these dark spots, and that's where we've dug out and sown loads more seeds. Some were chitted, so these are going to start coming up soon as well. So we should fill this bed with parsnips, and I've got a load of radishes along here as well, because we like popping them into salads. So nice radishes that we've been having in salads there. We've got some more second earlies there, and they're not flowering yet, but they should soon. Over to my brassica bed, and in here we've got Savoy cabbages, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those at the moment, all in different stages of growth. We've got our sprouts. These sprouts are being hit at the moment by green fly, so they're going to get a spray with some soapy water soon. These broccoli, I've started taking, you can spot there, so the heads have started to come off here and there. When you take off the heads, they then throw up smaller, if you can see in there, I'm not sure you can, but in there are some smaller heads that start coming up from the side shoots. So you get plenty of broccoli from that. There's a little cauliflower there. These are some cauliflowers, all in different stages of growth. I do them successionally, so they're not all at the same time. Look, and there's a little ladybug. There's too many green fly for you, little ladybug. You need some more friends on one of my Savoy cabbages. Over onto my celery bed. This row here, the back 3 rows are celery. The front row is celeriac. And these are coming along okay. It's important to remember these are a wet, almost like a marshland vegetable. So you've got to keep them very wet, otherwise they will certainly bolt. And these look to be doing okay, and I'm quite pleased about that. We've got next to that, we've got a butternut squash. That's going to be allowed to run over here. And then beyond that is another butternut squash that will run in the opposite direction. Hopefully fill this bed. Into here I've got some swede. These are really being hit by the flea beetle. They're going to get another spray soon as well. I need to spray these a little bit more, just with soapy water, just to kind of get rid of the flea beetle. So I've got one succession of swede, next succession of swede, another one's going to come in here in about a week's time. Over here is where I've had turnips. I've had quite a few turnips out, really nice in a dauphinoise. They give it a real nutty flavour if you add some turnips to the potatoes. We've got some more turnips pretty much ready to come out. Another succession that's in there, really hit by the flea beetle, which checks their growth but doesn't actually cause that much of an issue. It's a bit of a pain. Over onto my pumpkin bed. These pumpkins went in and they're kicking on now, really starting to plant some growth. This one, you notice, is doing a bit better than the other one. The other one's not doing so well because we've got a mole in these beds, and that was where the mole started out. So when I put it in, the mole started digging, and every time I watered it, kind of caved in all these holes that the mole had dug, so the root system is not as well established on this one. The mole currently is over near that soy, I think, because I was digging there the other day, weeding the other day, and it caved in a tunnel. And beyond that, I've put in some more sunflowers because I've got lots of sunflower seeds. And finally, my final bed is my one with beetroot. Beetroot I probably sowed early, probably too early, so some of them didn't take. So what I've been doing is intersowing them to just keep these rows going along, and I slowly fill these up. I think I've got another row beyond that one, and as the beetroot come out, I pull them and then sow some more all the way through the season. And I've got some carrots here, which the first sowing was awful, so the second sowing you can see is coming up here in between these gaps, more bindweed, and that's kind of filling out those the carrot bed. Ugh, horrible stuff. It's filling out the carrot bed, and I'll continue to fill out that carrot bed as the season goes. Lettuces, don't have too many in at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got some more to pop in that are growing on at home. The plan for this first early bed is this is going to become, I think this is just going to be carrots once this first earlies have come out, but actually it looks like the second early is going to come out first. And they're going to be pretty much broadcast, where you put down probably about a foot wide, you mark out a foot wide area of soil, broadcast the seeds over that, rake them in, and then leave kind of half a foot, then the next sowing another foot wide beyond that, and I'll work my way along with the carrots, and then they won't really need thinning out that much, so it won't mean I've got the carrot fly. This bed here is going to be, once these potatoes are out, is going to be just for Christmas potatoes for Christmas. I'm probably going to make a one of those plastic hoop frames for this one, so I can keep frost off of them in the build up to Christmas. And I think that's pretty much all. This broad bean bed, I can't remember what we were going to put in there after that. I think I'm going to put some fennel in there, or fennel might actually go into this bed here. I've never grown fennel before, but I'm looking forward to it. And that is pretty much everything on our plot on the 2nd of June 2020. Very pleased with how it's going. We're getting some lovely growth now, and it's lovely to come down here in the sun.